I managed to delete my film. Well, I don't know how I did it, but there you are. These things happen. I deleted the film of doing the cover somehow. So I'm going to have to show you again. Unfortunately it's not with the proper album, but anyway, you'll get the gist. So the two pieces of card you want, which need to be really thick card, or you could use chipboard or mount board, 5 3/4 by 8 1/8, so you want 2 of those, and your spine will be 1 1/4 by 5 3/4. And what I'm going to use to put the spine onto the covers is the Claudine Helmuth Studios, the sticky back canvas, which is really great because you can cut it on a cutter and use it for all sorts of things. So I'm going to use that. You need to cut the canvas at 5 3/4 by 3 1/4, and what I've done with that is I've come in 1 inch from each side and made a pencil mark down. So that'll make it easier for me when I stick my binding on. I find my I seem to have lost all my rulers. I'm always losing things in this room. I don't know how I managed to lose them, but there they are. They're buried under my papers. Whee! So I'm going to try and cut that. Probably won't work on film, it'll cut right through. If you do it really lightly, you can just score through that backing paper on your pencil lines, and then you can peel it off. But you will have to do it lightly because obviously you don't want to go through the canvas as well, just the backing sheet. There you go. So you've got your sticky there now that you can stick your binding strip into. That's easy, she says. There you go. So pop that in there, and then you can peel your other piece off. Pop your cover down. Just leave a slight gap, not 1/8 of an inch, just a gap. If you've got some scrap of this card, just stick a piece inside. If we say that was this card, you stick a piece inside there, that will give you the width of the hole, or just eyeball it like I have. Eyeball it, that's a strange saying, isn't it? I can always imagine great eyeballs poking out when people say that. Just a slight gap. It isn't 1/8 of an inch quite. So you're left with that. That's your cover. Easy as that. The other bit that was on the film I lost was to tell you how to make the hinges for the pages, between the pages. Those binding hinge strips are 5 by 1 1/8 and scored at 1/2 an inch and 5/8 of an inch, so that you've got the 1/8 of an inch little gap at the back, sorry, and that's actually not the right strip because that's an old one. There. What I did was I've got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 pages in mine. So I put all my gussets in, so they look like that when they're in. So you can add as many pages, whichever ones you want. So mine now looks like this. That's the binding at the edge, and now we need to put the cover on and the binding edge on. When you do the inside hinge for your back and front, don't forget that they need to be opposite. So you need to do your marks opposite on this page, not the same way round, okay? So I'll just attach that one at the back. So this is my back of my pages here. I've made a pencil line just 2 inches in, so if you fold that panel over, 2 inches in there. I want to stick down because I need a lot of the panel stuck, because we don't want it to come off, and it's supporting the page. So, but I also want a pocket there, so I'm going to just go up the 2 sides with some adhesive, and that will make my pocket. Now I'm going to lay that on my page, make sure it's straight. Great, so that's going to give us a pocket. I've got nothing to stick in there to show you. I have some little tags. That's going to give us a small pocket, round about 2.5–3 inches. Oh, now I can't get it out, I have to leave it. And then we're going to attach this to the back cover. When we've got our back piece on, you need to either put some glue around the edges, or I've used some really thick double-sided tape, or you could use the red score tape, but you do need something that's really got a lot of adhesive on. And then we'll take that off, and what you want to do is centre your whole album into that back cover. The tabs on the top, you will have to include the tabs as you centre. Your back page. Remember that they're at the top, so you can't centre this back into your cover at the back. There will be a bigger space at the top. You can't avoid that because of your tabs at the top. Okay, so that's that. And then we'll do the front cover the same. I'll just show you how I did the holes in the... that's the 2 inches there, so that on the flap where I did the 2 inches, just glue the inside on the right hand side, that's the glued bit, and then in here I just put the width of my ruler on, came in approximately 2 inches, drew a line that was 2 inches long, put my ruler down again, came in just a little way that side, and then just did another 2 inch line there. So that gave me my 2 pockets. Just got the big bite, the small hole, or you'd use a hole. I don't think you'll be able to do it if you haven't got the big bite. Ordinary hole punch won't work because it won't reach. The crocodile won't reach. And then you can just centre that onto each end of your line. If you just pump it a little bit, you can see it comes out, and you're left with this. Or if you've got an old-fashioned hole punch that used to hammer back in the old days, you could use that. Then we need to slit the holes. Right across, and that will give you that. So if I glue this now and I pop that on there, so plenty of glue, because as we said, it's going to take the whole weight of the pages. Oh, I've forgotten to go up each side, because that's going to make your little pocket, and the piece wasn't glued. And then we'll pop that on the edge. That'll make your pocket in there. And out of the both, this is going to be the more difficult one. We're going to need to pop that up that way. It's going to be a bit more tricky. I'll just put the double-sided tape on. This way to do it is to just try and line that edge of your binding up with that a gap we took there, and then just fold it down, making sure that this edge is straight. And there you go, and that's down there. If you think you might have some problems doing it with the tape, use glue, because you'll have a bit more leeway with time and it'll be easier to take it on and off if you get into difficulties. So that's the album put together. I'm going to decorate it now, and you can decorate yours how you want to, and I'll show you the finished album afterwards.